All right, guys, welcome to our call. I don't know, what do we call it, Lauren? Like Team Encourage and Team
Team Wonderful Lives.
Wonderful Lives call, whatever. I don't even know the date. The
The
last
28th.
day of February. Yep, last day of the month. Okay, so I'm kind of excited about this call. We're going to talk about how to share your story. And so I'm going to share my screen.
I have real quick. My girl Katie hit
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Emerald. Yeah, we'll do some shout outs while we're here, right?
Yeah.
Katie hit Emerald, and Christine bought her ticket to Summit. So,
No effing way.
yeah, I'm pretty pumped.
That's exciting.
I know, right?
Dude, I still have to get my ticket.
Me too.
And then we need to find somewhere to stay.
No, I have a hotel room. We're good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, cool.
All right, I'm totally crashing in your room. Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Amy is too. Okay. All right, you guys. So telling your story and how to share it. I totally believe, you guys, that sharing ourselves 100%, being vulnerable, opening up, is what is going to attract your tribe, and like what this business is all about and what makes this fun. So to start off, like, you all know me obviously, but I figured I would just kind of like share kind of what my story is. And these are like the things that I talk about in my posts. I haven't even talked about all of them yet, because what makes us us, like our history and who we are, there's just endless ways to share and connect with people. And that's what's like the beauty of this business. And so for me, take you like all the way back. Like, I had a really great childhood. My parents are still together. Like, grew up in an awesome, awesome neighborhood where, like, you were sent out for breakfast. After breakfast, you came in for lunch, and then you didn't come back till dinner. Like, we just played and explored, and it was like, dude, it was like how life should be. But ever since I was little, I was like totally shy and insecure off the bat. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I was always self-conscious and insecure. And as I got older, I had like horrible acne, and that just makes you totally, it can mess with you. And it made me insecure and shy, and I never would make eye contact with people. I was a swimmer. I played all types of sports. And then, so as I got older, I got into graphic design, and I hopped from job to job to job. I always hated it. I loved being able to be creative, but I hated having to do it on someone else's time. I never liked the whole 9 to 5 desk job thing. I always would just daydream all day about like being outside or being home and doing what I wanted to do. I didn't like authority from like day one of my very first job. I didn't take well to it. And I would always like daydream and think about like if there was another way. Like, I envisioned when I had kids, I always, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I always, I forgot to change my slide. I always would be like, that would be awesome, but that's not even a possibility in this day and age with like how expensive things are, or just how life is. Like, I could never do that, but wouldn't it be so cool? And so after I had my first son, I continued to work, and he was in daycare. And when I got pregnant with my second, when I was 9 months pregnant, I was laid off. And at the time, it was like the most horrible thing that could possibly happen, because who lays off a chick when she's 9 months pregnant? It's not like I could go and find another job. Like, it was totally done wrong and awful. But at the same time, it ended up being a complete blessing in disguise, because if that hadn't happened, I never would have done this. Like, I never would have had the courage to do this. And so my son was born, my second son, Cole, and he had some medical complications and ended up being in the hospital for a month after he was born. And everything just like shifted in life then. Like, I realized that I couldn't send him to daycare that Cam was going to. Like, after everything that happened, I was just like, I can't do it. And so I just wrote it out. I wrote out my unemployment and just figured I would figure it out. And I had been stalking my coach now. I'd been seeing her posts. I had always done Beachbody programs, and I was always wondering that this is a complete scam. Like, there's no legit way this girl's having the success. Why the hell is she always so fucking happy? Like, this isn't real. But I couldn't like turn away. It was like a car crash, you know, like, and I just watched for a year and watched and wondered, like, could I actually do this? I mean, I'm a shy girl. I don't make eye contact with people. I don't like people. I have a solid group of friends, and I'm not interested in making more. But I do want to feel better about myself because I just had a second baby and I'm feeling kind of down, like don't even have a job, like whatever. And my unemployment was running out. And something in my gut or my intuition just brought me back to it. I would search online, you guys, for stay-at-home jobs, like work from home jobs. Like maybe I could just do freelance graphic design from home and make money, but that just seemed too hard, I guess. Maybe I could just do, you know, admin work. I was always good at that. I was good with computers, like trying to figure anything out rather than having to go back to a desk, because it was like soul crushing. It just was not me. I'm not a cubicle desk person. I couldn't bring myself to do it. But I was broke and I had to figure something out. And so on a whim, you guys, I got in contact with my upline. I got my challenge pack, and I just decided to go all in and give myself a month and see what happens. And I decided to do it completely openly, trying my best not to let my fears dictate how I was going to run my business, rather than just be open to learning, absorb it all in, suck it all in, and just see what happened. Because I figured the worst comes to worst, it's $140. So I put it on a credit card. I didn't even tell my husband until after it was done. And he rolled his eyes at me and said, "You're crazy." And within like a couple weeks, he was on a program, and the dude like gained like 20 pounds of muscle and like totally changed his body. But that's a whole nother story. But so I just went in, and I didn't have a huge transformation. I didn't wait to start posting or coaching until I had this, you know, big shift. I never even thought I had one. I did lose 20 pounds, but to me, I looked the same until I finally did like a comparison photo. So I didn't have this crazy transformation story to lead with. I had no clue what I was doing. I just started. I just went. And from day one, I just shared. And I shared the good and the bad. And I still do to this day. I've done it every single day since that day, like in November. And so, when I just told you all these random things, like when you share your story and when you talk about yourself and who you are, where you come from, you know, we all have these fears that people are going to judge us. And like, even me just saying all that, like, you automatically think like, all right, what are they thinking about me right now? Are they judging me right now? But really, were any of you sitting there judging me? Or were you thinking about, well, I can relate to this girl? You know, like I hear some of my story or things I've been through in what she just said. And that's what we have to tell ourselves when we're posting and when we're on social media. It's that people aren't thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves and how they can relate to you. And so if, I saw this in another video and I thought it was so great. If you sat here for a second and thought to yourself, you're going to say to someone, if you really knew me, you'd know, like, what are those things that, not a lot of people know about you? What is it that you're hiding or you've been hesitant to share? What are you going through that you're not speaking about? Those are the things that you should be posting about, like, really, because those are the things that are going to attract your tribe to you. By being open and sharing, the tough stuff. We hide who we are. We hide, the ugly and the not so great because we fear of what people are going to think of us and going to judge us. And a lot of times it's the opposite. It just brings people closer to you and allows people to relate to you. So sharing the tough stuff, sharing your struggles, um, whatever they are. Just be an open book. If you really want to help people and attract your tribe and attract those people to you, you have to reveal who you are to them. And so um, those defining moments in your life, the struggles that you've been through, the fears that you have, what have you overcome? We've all overcome something. You know, we might not have some crazy dramatic story, um, but we've all been through stuff. We've all gone through shit. And so talking about that stuff and talking about what you've been through and where you are now, or what you've been through and what you've done about it, like just sharing, is that those are the things that make you who you are. Like that's like the power of this business and social media. And kind of like the fun of it is like, treat your Facebook page and your Instagram and your whatever like a blog, you know, just talk like you're talking to yourself, you know, your avatar, that person. Like think of who you're trying to reach, like who your ideal customer or client or coach, someone you'd want on your team would be, or who they are, and speak to them. Don't try and speak to everyone and please everyone. Speak to that one person. Like always post like you're posting to one person. Because when you're authentic like that and you share truthfully, you reach people, and they might not even comment or like, but trust me, it's leaving an impact. And so, guys, there's a million coaches in this network. There's not a million, but there's like 500,000. That's a lot. We're all selling the same product. We're all drinking shakes and doing workouts and running challenge groups. We're all kind of doing the same thing. So how do you make yourself stand out? You just do it by being you and sharing you, speaking authentically, speaking as you would talk. We see like constantly, because, in our network, you're probably friends with a lot of coaches, and they're probably all over your news feed, and you're going to see DVD cover after DVD cover, or shake bag after shake bag. And after a while, it's like, you don't even see those things anymore. Nobody wants to see that on their news feeds. Like, to stand out, you do your vital behaviors daily, and you share your story. That's it. Like, you don't lead with sales. You don't lead with product. You don't lead with the what, like, oh, I drink this awesome shake. Like, you drink with why. Like, why do you drink the shake? Why do you work out? Why do you do these programs? Like, what have they done for you? How have they changed your life? How does that stupid shake make you feel? Like, how does the workout make you feel? Do you hate doing it? Because, most days I don't want to do it. I sit there and I dread it. I go over in my head how I can get around doing it. And I mull it over for like 20 minutes until I finally do it. Like, share that. Share how much you hate working out, but that you do it anyways, and why, like the struggles. Like, but I'm not saying be like a negative Millie all over the news feed, but life isn't all rainbows and butterflies. But us as coaches, and the fact that we do all this personal development, and we're trying our best to be our best selves so that we can help others. So I'll share how I sat there for 20 minutes being like, fuck this, I don't want to do this workout. That was hard as hell. But now I feel awesome. And you know what? That's what I do. I, just like you, this could be a post, like, just like you, I don't want to do it. I never want to do it, but I do it anyways, because it makes me feel awesome after, because I wouldn't make it through the day with my crazy ass kids if I didn't, like, that right there is just being honest, like being real, being raw. And by doing that, I'm going to attract people like me. People don't relate to some perfect specimen, some perfect Barbie body and mom that's got her shit together, or, someone that's just always perfect and happy and, oh yeah, working out is awesome. And I love this shake. It tastes like a milkshake. Like, they relate to, the raw stuff, the vulnerable stuff, like working out and being on a fitness journey, and, getting involved in these programs, or getting involved in Beachbody, that changes your life. Like, it really does change who you are at the core. But people don't realize that. Like, I don't think they realize how like emotional and how much of like the head work that goes on in this type of journey, and the benefit that that can have in their lives, unless we kind of show them that it does, and so that they can relate to it and see themselves in what we're doing and want to join us and want to jump on. And so, like I said, like nobody really cares about the facts and the figures, the what. Like they don't care about a shake, they don't care about a workout, they care about why you do it and what it's done for you, or what it's done for other people on your team, or what it's done for your challengers. Like they want value, you know, they want to hear experiences and stories and things that make them be able to relate. And so, oh, geez. This thing is sensitive. And so just sharing your truth, being upfront, being honest. Like I just said, like, you know, do you hate working out? Do you love junk food? Like, do you eat pizza every Friday? Like, just because you're a coach doesn't mean you don't get to indulge or that we don't have flaws. Like I suck at nutrition, the nutrition aspect of all this, you guys. So I don't post about it that much. I focus more on the workouts and the spiritual part and the PD, because that's what, you know, I love, because that's me. So that's kind of my brand, become my brand and my thing. Like, but just sharing things, like I'll talk about parenting and how hard it is to be a stay-at-home mom. And I mean, there's probably a million people out there that are feeling the exact same way. I'm not going to pretend that it's all awesome. I run this business and I have 2 kids and they just sit and play and I work and it's just, you know, awesome. It's not, it's hard. And so I share that. And I've had so many people that will reach out to me, or it gets conversations going because they are feeling the same thing. They can relate to my story. They see themselves. They're not sitting there judging me because, you know, I'm on my phone running my business and ignoring my kids, or, you know, like, because those are the things that run through my mind. No, they're relating to me. They're relating to what I'm going through. And it's, and so when you're sitting there and you're writing a post, and if you're thinking of sharing something, if it makes your stomach hurt, if it makes you want to kind of puke, like that's the shit that you need to post. You need to post that and you need to walk away. That's like the golden stuff. And it seems like dramatic and crazy, but that's like the beauty of coaching, you know, like that we are able to just be ourselves and share things and get conversations started with people and get other people engaging with each other. You know, like when you post something, like I posted yesterday about what a hard day I was having with my kids and how I wanted to run away. And it got like 45 comments and people just having that open dialogue and conversation. Were people judging me because I said I wanted to run away and I wanted to drink? Like, no, because that's what it's like to be a mom, you know? And so just sharing openly and honestly and, is I can't just stress it enough that that's the basis of this business, and doing it consistently and showing up every day. And people will follow you, you guys. They will hop onto Facebook to see what, you know, Amy Bishop has to say today, or Lauren Sylvia. Like they want to know what you're doing. They might not comment, they might not like, but trust me, like they're watching you. And when the time is right for them and they want to make a change in their life, if you've been there and you showed up and you're open and you're honest, they're going to come to you. They're going to want to be involved in what you're doing, not one of the other 500,000 coaches, you, because they relate to you. And so if you think about it like that, you think about it like sharing yourself authentically is like the gift that you can give to other people. Because that's what will get, you know, their journey sparked and started. And that's like what will change their life pretty much. And so that's what I've got. Lauren, do you want to like add anything? I'm going to stop sharing. Hold on, you're muted. Let me unmute.
Oh.
Okay, there you are.
I unmuted me and you unmuted me. So I loved that. That was awesome. I didn't even watch the actual video, the call that you took that from.
Yeah,
that stuff from.
it was so great.
That was great. Honestly, I think it's important to put those vulnerable posts up once in a while just to connect with people a little deeper. And every day, it doesn't need to be once a week. It doesn't need to, just when you feel it, like breadcrumbing those pieces of your story will help people get to know you better. And I think that's the big thing in this business is trust. You want your customers and your coaches to trust you. And in order to trust somebody, you need to build a relationship with them first. And that means being open and honest and getting to know that person. And sometimes I'll start a conversation with somebody and just get a little bit more open and honest in our private conversations. And to me, that's my job, is to share a little bit more of myself with these people so that they can relate to me. And it doesn't need to be public all the time.
Yeah.
All right. I love you. And especially right now, there's a lot of things going on in my personal life that I'm not going to necessarily post. I'll fix it for you in a minute, okay? But I talk about that with people behind the scenes a little bit because obviously I'm not posting right now, so it kind of looks weird. But eventually, when I can post about my story, and people are gonna relate to this struggle that I'm going through, and it'll be really nice to be able to help them through it. And I think that's another cool part of this is throughout this journey in 2 years, I've learned so much about myself and through personal development, how to deal with certain pieces that I deal with and struggle with, mindset. We all experience, but being able to return that and to give that to other people and help them overcome their negative jumble in their brain. That's the real powerful part of this business. Helping them get over that hump you did. I don't know what it was that made me decide that I wanted to do this. It just, I'd had enough. And it was like you said, I don't want to do my workouts every day, but I do, and I have off times. I'm going to be right there to fix your blanket. I do have times where I don't work out for a few days, but
you're open about it and you share it. Is someone not going to want you to be their coach because you didn't work out for a couple of days?
No, and I share that with people. I'm like, oh, here, I almost day 1, no workout. Day 2, I could probably start a whole new journal. How many days can I go? No, that's bad. But seriously, so many people appreciate that I share, oh, I didn't work out today. I didn't eat until 3:30 and it was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Shit happens, that's life. And they need to know that when they have a shitty day, it's okay.
Right. It doesn't mean it's all over and, you failed. No. And that's the thing, guys. We as coaches are surrounded by a lot of positivity within our social media and our news feeds. And let's all just admit it. This world is on social media constantly, but most people are not like us, right? Most people aren't going into the news feed and seeing a positive post after positive post. Most people aren't surrounded by coaches. They're seeing political baloney and people complaining and, sad news stories, puppies dying, who knows, that's what most people are seeing. So if we can spread that joy, if we can spread what we learn, especially in our PD, I think that's a huge tool for us. And, I love trying to share little nuggets of the things I read or the things I watch. Because I might think oh, people have seen this before because I've seen this come across my news feed like another coach. But no, because people are not friends with 30 coaches like we are. They don't see these positive people. And so if we can be that light, if we can be those real people that are just trying, we're not perfect, but we're trying to be better so that we can help more people, then that's an awesome thing. And that's the power and the beauty of all of this. And like the gift of coaching is that you can be that little positive blip in a news feed or someone's life. You can pass on a little nugget that you learned from your PD that, really stuck out to you and might just make someone else think a little differently at that time. You might share a story about how your day sucked, about what you did about it. And that might make someone else think twice, or
For sure.
like, well, you know what? Her day was shitty, but she kind of worked out anyways, or maybe I could just go for a walk and I'll feel better. Like anything, like you just don't know.
Yeah.
But as long as you're just being authentic and being you and being open and doing it consistently, you guys. And it's like, I know Lauren was just saying Lauren's going through some shit and she might not be posting publicly on her social media right now, but consistency, like we talk about it all the time, but consistency is key. But it doesn't mean she's abandoned her business. She's still in her challenge groups every day. I'm in her group, so I see her. It's not like she's not doing anything. She just might not be as public at the moment, but
or as positive. But sometimes you just can't be positive.
Right.
Shit.
But that's like okay too. Like there was a day, I don't know, like a week or two ago, where I was dying that day, and I was texting with Lauren, and I was like, I got nothing. I've never not posted since I started coaching you guys. I've never not posted. And it was like 2:00 and I was like, I have nothing to give to anyone. Like this day sucks. My life sucks. My kids suck. My husband sucks. I hate being a coach. Like I have nothing. And she's like, well, then share that. And I was like, well, I can't, we're going to get kicked off soon. I'm like, I can't share what's actually going on. That's not fair to the other parties involved. And she's like, you can share without sharing. You can share things that are going in your life without giving away too much detail or revealing things or calling other people out. And I did. And I got so much love and support. It was insane.
Insane, dude. I was like, holy shit, this
right?
girl's blowing up right now.
And I wrote it in like 2 minutes because I just wrote from my heart. She's like, just write it and post it. Don't think about it. And I did. And
so much traction. So many people.
And I think it just shows people like, like I'm not always this happy, positive person. A lot of times I'm not, but I try. I want to be that happy, positive person all the time. And I'm becoming it more and more and more. And that's because of this community and coaching, hands down. And that's also the power of having success partners in this business and those people that you can turn to that will tell you, get your shit together, girl, and do it anyways, or like, I think that's really like the beauty of this. You need to find those people. And so if you haven't found a success partner yet, reach out to your upline, like one of us, and seriously, we'll show you where to go to do it, because
there's a group on Facebook.
It's
like Success Seekers or something. Mm-hmm. And all you do is just go in there and like a little bit about yourself and what you're into, and somebody in the group's most likely going to be into the same things. And it's cool because you meet someone like Courtney or like, somebody that you connect with that you're like, oh, holy shit, we're like the same.
Yeah. And then you can do things together. Like we were running our team calls together. We're not on the same team,
right?
Or we have our own teams, or you could run challenge groups together. You could just have that support. You could just have a new friend, like just someone that gets what we do as coaches and gets what you're going through in the business,
That's super important. That's super
so important.
It's super important.
Because there's going to always be ups and downs, you guys. But as long as you stick with it and do not give up on yourself for this business, like we will all have success. Like, trust me, it's going to happen. So that's really it. That's the power of your story. And so I encourage all of you this week, if you're feeling something, type it in a post it and walk away. Like, share,
check out my girl Christine posted her story. She just shared her story for the first time. She just started coaching this maybe 2 weeks ago, barely. Mm-hmm. She just shared her story, and it's a pretty vulnerable post, and it's super inspiring to read somebody else's story.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend checking that story out, because
what's her name? What's her last name?
Hold on, let me type it. Linehan, Linehane.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Okay.
We can all go and show her some love.
Yeah, because it's super, Christine. Um, it's really great. And Craig Daigle, I mean, I can't like his sharing. He just,
Yeah, if you want to follow a coach, go follow him. If you just want to be inspired, like I wake up you guys at like 5:20 every morning, and this guy posts, he does a live video at, I think it's like 4:30 every morning. He's a nut. Like I don't want to talk to anyone
but the
at
way
5.
he shares his story and
It's just amazing.
the raw, vulnerable, like just no hold back is just, it's crazy. And it's
Yeah.
really, it's super attracting to people. People love that. And that's, like we said, that's what people want. They want to know you. They don't want to know the fake pretend you that just does workouts and drinks shakes. They want to know you.
They don't want to see just the highlight reel, you know, because that's one, it's just not even sustainable, you know, and like,
Which is that inspiring.
yeah. So, all right, we're going to run out of time anyways. So thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop recording.